Nothing like chicory coffee on a nice morning. Isn't it a beautiful morning? Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to another edition of Behind the Lens with yours truly. It's game day, week 7, game 7, week 6, game 6 for some people, according to where you are. You know, it's such a beautiful morning. If my dad has probably got his boat hooked to the truck and is launching it right now into some lake, getting ready to go after the black nose, he's in trouble. Mr. Crappie, you don't stand a chance. Wales is on the way. Playing for the best start. Stock still. Arnold remains locked up. Alrighty. Playing for best start. Let's get into it. Let's find us a topic. Region battles for first. Last highlight, week 7. Cecil Joyce, not Tom Krager, who's down at the Tennessean. We're talking about Cecil Joyce from the DNJ. Forward advance to Class AAA state golf tourney. Oakland, they've always been good in golf. All right, first topic is bitter. So right now, some of you are a little bit bitter, and maybe some of you got a reason to be. Some are at 1-4, some are at 1-5. According to where you are, some are at 2-3, some are at 4-0, looking to be 5-0. Some are at 5-0, looking to be 6-0. Some are 6-0, looking to be 7-0. Regardless of where you are, there's a certain type of bitterness that comes in, whether you're winning or you're losing or the season ain't going right or something ain't going your way. But where does bitterness come from? Well, it comes from two different things. Either you've invested so much and others didn't, or they don't see what you see as a good fight, or you really don't have anything to complain about at all. You know, there's a lot of people that get bitter, but they haven't invested enough time to really have a say-so in the situation. In other words, if you're a salesperson, you've invested enough time into the selling process, you understand the difference between qualification and closing. You understand the difference between a good conversation and a closer. You see what I mean? Bitter. If you're really good at what you do, at times you get bitter because others are not doing what they are supposed to do in a team-winning effort. And so we get a little bit shook up, especially if we feel like we do our job pretty daggone good. Then you have a right to be bitter. But there are some of us on the team right now, regardless of the colors or the mascot, that are bitter, but they're bitter because they want it handed to them. They want it give to them. It's not available to be given. We don't give sales. It's the end of the quarter. Either you scored or you didn't score. Either you closed or you didn't close. But being bitter about the last 90 days or about the last 5 games or the last 6 games, have a reason to be. Make sure you invested enough time, and I'm going to pull it all together with the next topic. So in other words, before you start drinking and having your pity party with your cup of coffee and being bitter about something, make sure you're bitter for all the right reasons. In other words, vested time, and I'll listen to you about your bitterness. You get what I'm saying? Let's talk a little bit about another topic. Didn't mean to get off on it, but I'm a little bitter because there's some kids out there, and some kid was telling his mom and dad, he says, it's halfway through the season and I only have so many stats. You're 6-0, you're 5-0. What are you complaining about? Stats. Sound like Tom Krager. All right, last topic, then I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta get to work. Quitting. You know, right now it's the end of the quarter. Last day of our 2016 third quarter. So, and I live and die by a quarter. And some of us live and die by 4 quarters, if you know what I mean. Or whatever the case may be, 7 innings, 9 innings, laps, times, whatever it may be. But I live and die by the quarter. But I never quit. So even when the clock goes off, your winners don't quit. Now, wait, what do you mean, Stork? Well, I believe you can buy overtime. Even though there's only 90 days in the quarter, there's some magic that comes involved when you get really, really good at what you do. And that's regardless if you play football or you sell sales products or whatever you do in your life. When you get really, really good, you create overtime. And somebody says, well, what do you mean? Well, the extra 15 minutes you spent back in two-a-days staying out here on the field will eventually pay off and buy you overtime. Well, still don't see it, Stork. Well, every day at 5 o'clock, certain people clock out and go home. If they just spent an extra 15 or 30 minutes extra, think about what that does to the backside of the week. And then as you continue to build that time, in other words, if you never have a switch off in your brain of a quitting time, in other words, I don't ever stop selling. There's no off button on me. When I get up, I go all until there's no gas left, until my eyes close, and then I get back up in the morning and I do it all over again. And as hard, as fast as I can go. But I don't have a start or a stop point. I just pedal the bike. I just keep going because that's all I know to do. So if you're going through life and you're waiting and you're looking at the clock saying, it's almost 5, it's almost time to go home, you've already quit. You just didn't realize it. And you'll never get to the big finish line, or you'll never get to the pinnacle of the mountain because you never spent enough time creating overtime. So at times when you're thinking about quitting and going to the house and saying, you know, I've had enough, you know, it's time to go home or whatever, even though it may start to rain in the middle of your practice or in the middle of your golf stroke, or maybe you're looking down at those 3 extra balls and saying, I'll just give them to the kid that's next door on your driving range practice or whatever the case may be. Don't quit. Go ahead, finish the extra time. Somewhere down the road, I promise you, that little special time you spent will create what I call special overtime. And when there's no time left on the clock and no time to make this big sale, somehow or another, coming landing in on the tarmac will be you. Why? Because you did it all along. You didn't have a switch off in your head. You didn't quit. So there we go. We got being bitter before the break and quitting. But I don't quit. And I want you to get your clock set and turn the button off. In other words, let's break it. In other words, when someone goes to switch it, they're going to say, this guy don't turn off. I don't know how to click him off. You get what I mean? All right. I'm not going to be here tonight. We're going over to Oakland for our 7th broadcast. Stork Vision will be in play. Ty Nix had to catch a plane. He's going to North Texas today. Him and the MTSU Blue Raiders. I-Train is doing great. Brent Stockstill is doing great. Blue Raiders are hot. Vols are hot. It's great to live in this time period right now. And we love it being in the state of Tennessee. Fixing to go down to see Coach Dye. Listen to his show yesterday. You know, there's just so many things that are good that are happening, and we're getting ready for a real strong 4th quarter. We've got 2 lenses left, a couple of more coaches shows. This thing's going to crash land here real quick, and then we're going to get into playoffs, and we're going to find out who's going to get their mouth busted in the 4th week. That's what it's all about, because we all got to work towards one thing, and that is who's going to play Maryville in the 4th week. That's all we care about. Well, all right. So God bless, take care. I'm a man who truly, truly delivers. I'm sorry about getting on a little rant and rave there, Tom, but it's almost break. I got to get some things off my mind. It just, you know, got to get out there. We're going to put in a long day today. Judy the Beauty and I will head over to Ray Hughes Stadium, and we'll try to turn up and give you a nice broadcast. The link will be posted at storkmontgomery.com. God bless, take care. I'm a man who truly, truly delivers. That's me, the Stork, and I'm out of here. Not quitting, Tom. I'm taking a break. Safe travels to everybody that'll be in the air. John Jones. And hey, by the way, let's end it up right here. John Jones called me last night. He is our official sponsor of Stork Vision from here on out. We appreciate you, John. He picked up the sponsor, and we appreciate that. Tom Krager, it's time for you to go on fall break. See you, kids. See you tonight at Ray Hughes.